Welcome to the Front Seat Life podcast. This is Jessica Butts, your host and CEO and creator of Front Seat Life, where I help you be unapologetically who you are in your life, love, and business. All right, Front Seat Lifers, it is Jessica Butts and your host and lovingly and in my backseat coming to you today. So this is always interesting that I could pretend that everything's fine and pretend that I am in my front seat. And the reality is I am not. And so I wanted to take this opportunity in the moment to be as authentic as I possibly can to educate you on what this looks like and feels like. So on today's episode, I want to talk about 4 main things, and I'm going to use my real world example right now of what's going on with me. So I want to talk about what an extroverted backseat looks like, specifically what their baby in the backseat looks like. So in the backseat, there's obviously the drunk uncle, which I will also talk about. In fact, next week's podcast, stay tuned for that. This is very, very interesting. I had a huge new awareness around something that I was doing wrong in my front seat that was actually causing my back seat. So I know that's a little bit of a teaser, but stay tuned for next week. So today's episode, I want to do what extroverted backseat looks like, because I'm in it right now. What got me there and what gets you there. Number 3, how to deal with it in the moment. Because sometimes they come out of nowhere. Mine came out of nowhere and I was like, okay, what do I need to do in the moment to manage this? And then number 4, what to do next. So now that I've learned this lesson, what am I doing? How can I do it differently? How can you do it differently? Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. All right, everybody, welcome to the backseat episode. I'm just kind of laughing because I'm just trying to get through it. And you know, this is one of those moments where I'm like, I got a shit ton of work to do and I just got to get through this. I'm on somebody else's podcast today. I've got coaching calls. I had to do a Q&A call this morning. I'm watching my friend's dog who shit all over my floor. I've been up in middle of the night trying to clean up diarrhea off of my floor. I mean, it's just, there's a lot going on. I've got a team I'm building. So here's what's happened. So what an extroverted backseat looks like is wanting to retreat. We get overwhelmed. Our back is up against a wall. So again, all those things I just listed. Had a very difficult and emotionally draining conversation with someone I love very, very much on Monday. By the way, I came home from a conference, so was very extroverted at a conference, didn't spend any time by myself, came home to my wonderful partner and had a lovely time, but just 0 time alone, went straight in, got up at 5:30 in the morning from his house, came home. I'm just telling you what this looks like because some of your lives might be the same way. Get up at 5:30, come home in the pouring down rain, and I just hit the ground running Monday morning. I've got coaching calls. I'm going for it. I got all the stuff. Monday night, I spend the evening having a very, very difficult conversation with someone I love very much. So I was all in. And then Tuesday, I have full day of clients. So I have back to back like 2-hour sessions with clients. It's my compartmentalized day with clients, batching day, compartmentalized, whatever you want to call it. I'm with my clients all day. Tuesday night, I rush out to go into Bellevue. I sit into some traffic. I go into Bellevue, meet some friends, lovingly have a wonderful happy hour. One of them comes and spends the night at my house. I'm also dog sitting. So I forgot about that part. My friend brings over her dog. dog. The poor sweet girl who's laying by my feet right now is not feeling very well, meaning, when dogs don't feel well, they don't poop well. So she poops in my house. For most of you know, I just bought a new house. I love my new house. There's stains all over my carpet. I'm pretty stressed out about that, but I'm also just trying to take care of this little love and, care for my friend who is stressed out about her dog as well. So then, we go to bed that night. I'm taking care of somebody else in my house. They're sleeping here. And then I get up in the morning and, my mom wanted me to touch base about something. I didn't have time to do that. And then I go into, straight into a business meeting with the person who spent the night, talking about strategy and Facebooks and all the things. And then I know that I still haven't gotten my podcast done and I still need to do that. And then I have a meeting and I'm busy and I'm coaching the team and I'm doing all the things, and then the dog gets sick again and poops all over my floor, and I'm cleaning up all the things. And then that evening or this afternoon, I got to go meet a friend who I love and is a total rock in my life and is very important, yet it feels very stressed out. And then I had a client's book launch party, and then my man was coming over Wednesday night, and then I came home to more poop on my carpet, and then, my love and I had to have a somewhat of an intense conversation, and now here I am Thursday morning. So that is what brings us to our back seat. Our backs are up against a wall. It is overwhelming. There's things out of our control. There's poop stains on my carpet. Everybody needs something from me. I'm overwhelmed. I'm doing too many things. I'm saying yes to too many things. I love my clients. I'm doing all the things. It's ironically, literally half of my clients contacted me on Marco Polo in the same day. So I'm trying to get back to people. That is what it feels like. Can everybody relate? Whose anxiety went up while I was telling that story? Whose life also feels similar to that? No matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert, that is what the back up against the wall feels like. That is I'm stressed out, I'm doing too much, I'm overwhelmed, I'm blah, 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 that feeling, right? You know that feeling. It's too much. Then introverts and extroverts react differently. Extroverts retreat, right? You fight or you flee. I've talked about this many times before in the podcast, that your baby in the back seat is a reflection of your reptilian brain being triggered. And our reptilian brain is a fight or flight mechanism. Extroverts flee. We run away. We don't want to do stuff. We shut down, and it's just this runaway. Introverts lash out. They fight. They might pick a fight. They come out yelling and screaming. They might want to go to the gym and kick a punching bag. They might want to go to the shooting range or a punching bag, or I don't know what it is. Again, I'm actually going to bring in an introvert and have the same conversation so you can see the difference between the back seats. But what's interesting is the same things cause the back seats. The back seats just look different. And so that anxiety, that anxiousness, this overworked, my back is up against a wall, there's no room to breathe. That is what causes the back seat. What it looks like are two different things: the fight or the fleeing. So now I want to go into, how do you deal with it in the moment? So for me, I had to look at my rocks. I had to get very clear about what were the priorities. What could I let go of in the moment to not make myself a hot ass mess? So I have a wonderful accountability partner, but I didn't get any sleep last night, and I got a few other things. So I lovingly said, I need to reschedule a 7 a.m. call because I was not going to be my best self. I have plans again tonight, and I lovingly told my friend, this is what's going on. Here are the options. We can reschedule, or can you come to my house so I can stay with the dog that's got some anxiety and pooping on my floor? And so she said, great, I will come to you. These are the things, also setting some boundaries. I was supposed to do another podcast today with somebody that I know, and I just said, I am not my best self. This is not going to come out great. I do not need you in my house right now. I'm a little overwhelmed. I need to compartmentalize and get through what I can get through. What are the most important tasks that I need to accomplish today? This podcast being one of them. The other one can wait. What do you need to get through in that moment when your backseat is triggered? You guys getting this? This is very, very important. Knowing what triggers it. I goofed. So that's where we're about to go in a minute, is what can you do? I goofed. I knew I was going to be gone. I've been missing my friends. I way overscheduled myself when I got back. I said yes to too many things. I had to have a couple difficult conversations in 1 week. I have plans 3 days out of the week. I'm dog sitting. I'm also have a full-time. Again, I just goofed. So those are the weeks where we have to pay attention. So how to deal with it in the moment when it creeps up on us. It gets the best of us, people. I teach this shit and it still happens to me. It happened. I was at a conference. I came home. I didn't have my normal Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to chill. I was traveling. I was doing all the things, and I forgot to schedule a rest day. 2 episodes ago, I talked about the importance of rest. 80-20. I screwed up and did not schedule rest in between the conference and my crazy week. And like an idiot, I scheduled plans 3 nights in a row, which personally for me is too much. So, what can you do in your moments of when you goof? What are the things that you can say, I'm really sorry, I overdid this? And again, just owning it. I'm not canceling and saying, oh, I'm not feeling well or lying about it. I'm just straight up saying, I fucked up. I totally overscheduled my life. I got a pooping dog. I got things going on. I've got too much. I screwed up. How can we do this together? Making sure they know still that they are a priority. Then what do you need to do? So tomorrow is my day, and under no circumstances whatsoever is anyone going to encroach on that day. It is my time. I now unfortunately need to shampoo my carpets during that time too, but it is critically important for me to have those days. Again, 80-20. 80% you're on, 20% resting. That means 1.4 days a week are rest. And if you're in a relationship like I am, if you're a parent, if you have a dog, you gotta be real soulfish, replenishing your soul so that you can give back. Think about all the people that you give to. Again, I'm not alone in this. I don't mean this to be like a bitch session or a gripe session about all that we got going on, but everybody's got stuff going on. I give a lot to a lot of people. And then when do I get to be soulfish so that I can go, it's actually going to make me tear up. This is your backseat, by the way. This is your backseat. Damn it. Crying on a podcast. Not great. This is the backseat, right? This is the overwhelmed feeling. And we have to learn. Again, I teach this shit and I'm still screwing it up. We've got to learn to rest. We've got to learn what our front seat is. Stay tuned for next week's episode, you guys. It's a doozy. It is a doozy about me even realizing that I was not honoring part of my front seat. I was not honoring part of my front seat. I let something creep into my life that was not honoring it, and it pushed me right back into my back seat. So where are we honoring it? Where are we paying attention to our rocks? Where are we being soulfish? Where is that time where you take time away from the kids, you take time away from your spouse, you take time away from the dog, whatever you need to do to take care of yourself, so that we can get back to giving to others in our business, in our life, to our kiddos, to the rocks, to the people that are important to us. Because if we don't do that, this backseat thing that I am experiencing this week is going to happen. So that is why I wanted to come as authentically as possible. I mean, I cried, I swear all the time, like that's no big difference, but telling you what's really going on in my life and that I make mistakes too, and that this was a shit show of a week, and it was partially my fault. Actually, a lot my fault. Like, I can't control this sweet, loving dog pooping on my floor. Like, that wasn't my fault, but I way overcommitted, meaning what could I have done better? If I knew that I was watching my friend's loving dog, like, don't schedule 3 things in a row, goofball, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, having plans. Like, that is just idiotic. What am I doing? Or, I wouldn't want to have to say no to my friend, but saying no to my friend because I have these other things. Or like an idiot, not taking time to rest. I didn't get home until Sunday night and then went literally straight into my crazy schedule that I have every week. So again, paying attention, remembering, paying attention to your rocks. What are the things that are important? Where is your downtime? Our front seats, and I promise I will end on this. Our front seats are a balance of our front seat, or a balance, of introversion and extroversion. So while my front seat is extroverted feeling, that's all my giving. That's all the stuff I do. Taking care of my dog, seeing my friends, giving to my clients, managing my team, being with my love, doing all the things, checking in with my mom, being with my sister, being with my friends, giving, being on Marco Polo with 20 goddamn people. A lot of stuff. And then the other part is the introverted intuition. And this is a big teaser for next week. That part is soulfish. It needs time alone. It is not a collaborator. It is an introverted person that needs time to be creative on her own. So I'm going to leave it there because that's the big tease for next week. My beautiful, amazing assistant / director of operations, Stephanie, is going to be on the podcast next Friday. And we're going to talk about the difference between her front seat and my front seat. And it's a doozy of a realization. So I hope this has served you well. As always, I love your comments over on iTunes. So please feel free to pop over there. Give me a 5-star review. I mean, if you like it, which I hope you do. And give me some comments. It makes my darn day. I'm not going to lie. Like, just sitting here in my office, in my sweatpants right now doing this. I don't know if you guys like this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. So come tell me. I sure would love it. All right, guys. I'm going to take a rest. I'm going to rest tomorrow so that I can come back refreshed and not do an episode from my backseat. All right, guys. See you next week. Bye. Thanks for listening. From the bottom of my heart, truly, thank you so much for listening. I know that you have a ton of options, and the fact that you are taking time to listen to the Front Seat Life podcast means absolutely everything to me. If you're interested in learning more about the Front Seat Life way of life in the community, there's a couple ways that you can do that. First is always starting with your personality assessment tool. It's available on my website at jessicabutts.com. It's totally free, and it will help you figure out your personality type so you'll have some idea of what we're talking about. Next is, if you're interested in hiring me for a keynote or some coaching or strategy days or the fabulous and amazing Front Seat Life community, you can find out all about all of that at jessicabutts.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.